Hey y'all, this is David with Mid-Hill Homestead. Today we're going to be processing our meat birds. We've been out here probably for the last hour getting set up. So come with me, I'll show you our setup. Alright, as y'all have seen, this is our meat birds and we've got them in chicken tractors out here on grass. This is the ones we'll be processing today. This is probably some of the healthiest Cornish cross chickens that we've ever raised. You can see as 8 weeks in, they're still real active and healthy. So we've tried raising these birds different ways. We've tried raising them in cages, just like they do in the industry. We've tried giving them all the food they want. This right here is by far the best way. We have very little casualties. The cage raised chickens, we'll lose probably a third of our chickens due to like heart failure and stuff because the birds grow so fast and they get crippled and stuff. These birds here are 100% healthy.
Howdy, I'm Patty here at Mid-Hill Homestead, and I'm going to be talking to you about how I feed the birds. Some people just put a big old trough in there for them, and not saying that that's bad, but that's not worked out for our birds. They ended up being a really big bird that was just heavy, and you could just tell they wasn't a happy bird. They would just get to where they just sit at the trough and just eat and poop a bunch. So I'm not really for sure if all that food was actually going in there for them. I think they was just passing it. So we actually, my sister, Jamie, love her heart, she loves birds. She does a bunch of birds too, and she told me the amount of food that would be really good for an adult bird. So as soon as I started getting them on the tractors, I just started giving them that amount. And that was a 1/4 pound per bird. So 1/4 pound per bird is for the adult bird. So I was thinking that food should be adequate and healthy for them. So that's what we done this time. We just, I made the containers to actually do, I didn't have to weigh it out every day. So I made the container to where it would hold that amount for all my birds, so I didn't have to weigh it out. But that's what they got every day, was just that adult size amount of bird food. And what I found is whenever we moved these birds, they was more active, they foraged better, and I think that forage from from bugs and grass is good for them. I mean, to be a chicken, you know, that's what they was supposed to do, forage and stuff. So whenever I moved them, I could tell they was more active, they was healthier, and these birds have a whole lot more of the feathers on their breasts. I don't know if anybody out there has done these before, but sometimes whenever it comes to harvest time where they lay on their bellies so much and just almost like, love their hearts, just about drag their feet or something, that because they're so big, they lose their feathers on their front. Now these, you can tell they've got a whole lot more feathers. So these are just happy birds and healthy, and I can just tell, look at them, they're just standing up, they're just loving it. So I can tell that these are happier, healthier birds, and even though I just fed them the 1/4 pound of food, they were still big birds.
Okay, right here, this is our killing cone. This will be the first spot where the chickens come. So I didn't buy a killing cone. I just took some oak boards and made this one myself. But we'll stick the chicken down in here head first, and then we'll dispatch the chicken here, and we'll put a bucket down here to catch the blood and stuff. So this will be the first station. All right, this is the second station. This is our scalding tank. And we get this water up to temperature, and we'll stick the chicken in there and leave him for a few seconds and pull him out, and then we'll check one of the bigger wing feathers. When those wing feathers slip out pretty good, then he's ready to go over to the plucker station. So this year, the water gets a little dirty after a couple chickens. So this year we've got a couple more pots of water that we're going to keep heated up. That way we can change this water out and keep this water clean. Right here is our chicken plucking station. This is the cheapest route to go to get started. I think this little thing here, it only costs maybe 20 bucks or something, and we just attach it to my drill. My drill has a locking trigger, so it'll run the drill hands free. And we put this tarp in here so we can kind of keep the feathers contained. So I put a pallet on each side and a couple boards and stuff. A little bit of a fender back here to keep the feathers kind of kicked this way. So if you don't have this tarp and this setup here, these little white feathers will be all over the yard. So this is the best way to kind of keep them contained. So this thing here, in case any of y'all haven't ever seen this, these are little rubber fingers, and they roll around, and it basically beats the feathers off of the chicken after you've scalded it. So it's pretty cheap way to get started. This next year we're planning on buying a bigger chicken plucker. Actually, we're going to get one big enough to do turkeys. So that's a little bit more of an investment, but we plan on stepping up and raising more birds. So as you start raising more birds, you'll definitely want to get away from this. This is a little bit slow. So I'll show you the next station. All right here is station 4. This is where we'll clean the chicken out, cut off the legs, the head, the neck, stuff like that. We'll actually, once it leaves this station, this chicken will look like something more like what you bought in the store. So we've got a water hose here that we can keep the table clean. We can rinse the bird off if the bird gets dirty. All right, we've got these chickens processed. This year we decided to put them in these 5-gallon food grade 5-gallon bucket liners. So we salt brine our chickens for 3 days before we do our final packaging. So that's what I'm getting set up to do right now. So I'm going to put a quarter cup of salt in each bag, and then I'm going to fill it up with water just above the chickens, and then I'm going to pack these coolers with ice, and we'll just maintain the ice for 3 days. So let me get this salt put in here. Now I'm going to fill them up with water. All right, now that we've got the water and the salt in the 5-gallon bags, I'm going to pack these with ice, and they'll be done for 3 days. Alright, that should do it. In 3 days we'll take these all out and rinse them off and package them. We'll break a few of them down, package a few of them whole. So I'll probably do a video on the packaging a little bit later. Alright, y'all have a good one. See you on the next project.